CBS Sports Network welcomes you to Jacksonville, Florida, home of the number 8 Jacksonville Dolphins. Today, they host the Utah Utes for the 11th ever Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. And we are so glad you decided to join us on the CBS Sports Network alongside Booker Corrigan. I'm Bernie Gunther. Booker, this is certainly a Dolphin team on the rise. For the first time in program history, they find themselves in the top 10.
And they have earned it through years of chipping away, recruiting great talent, and of course it starts at the top. Coach Johnny Galloway has done a fabulous job shaping this team into a battle-tested squad.
And you can already see with this program finding themselves as the 8th-ranked lacrosse team in the country that they've got their sights set on not just the regular season, but a long run of the postseason as well.
You look at that top 10 and you see some star-studded squads. Notre Dame just above them, North Carolina below them, and Duke at the bottom of the 10. Of course, Maryland's having a great year. NCAA lacrosse is thriving this spring.
And the Dolphins have earned it. Take a look at that win against number 2 Duke, 14-12. They've already got 2 ranked opponent victories this season, Booker.
And that game was at Duke, and the Denver win was at Denver. To be able to go into another team's building and find a way to win, that's impressive lacrosse. That's what Johnny Galloway's built here as the head coach.
Well, certainly the Utes are not to be overlooked today. They have a number of one-goal games this season and maybe one of the best defensive players in the entire country. And Sammy Combert, this is a player that if there's a loose ball on the field, Sammy's going to find it.
You're 100% right, Bernie. 18 straight games with 5 ground balls or more. That is clearly saying something. He knows how to get down the field. He runs the full field. 2 goals and 2 assists already this season. He knows how to find his open teammates when needed, and he can certainly strip and scoop whenever he gets the chance.
But the question is, can Sammy contain Max Waldbaum? He finds himself the number 4 scorer in the entire country with 22 goals this season.
He came here from Tufts as a graduate student. Jacksonville has a fabulous grad program, and he can, it's cliche to say Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside, but he can make it happen, and he also is a great assist guy. Look for Jeremy Winston and Jack Dolan to capitalize on the attention that Utah pays him this afternoon.
No, needless to say, this Jacksonville Dolphin team, they are invested in lacrosse. For more on that, let's check in now with the third member of our team, and Ashlyn Sullivan.
I know what you guys are thinking. No, this is not an NFL locker room. This is just part of the brand new Jacksonville University lacrosse facility. It's over 8,000 square feet of conference room, film rooms, locker rooms, you name it. This place has it. And talking with Coach Galloway this week, he really said this symbolizes how far this lacrosse program has come. He told me coaches used to meet in vacant dorm rooms across campus, and the old locker room is now the athletic training storage space where they keep tape. So Coach Galloway said this university trusted them with this facility, and now, Bernie, it's time to prove it on the field.
Well, the Dolphins, indeed, they have arrived in prime time, and tonight they've got a prime time matchup on national TV. Dolphins and Utes. And the Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic comes your way on the CBS Sports Network next. CBS Sports welcomes you to the lacrosse capital of the South, Rock Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. Home to the number 8 Jacksonville Dolphins. Tonight they play host to the Utah Utes as they try to get their 6th consecutive win and keep their longest streak in program history alive. Bernie Gunther, Booker Corrigan, Ashlyn Sullivan, glad you are with us for the Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. Utah traveling across the country, and their head coach, Andrew McMinn, his first season as Utah's head coach, a program, Booker, that looks a lot like Andrew McMinn as a player. He's really trying to build it from the ground up.
He certainly is. He did a great job at Robert Morris and then came over and took over for Utah, and he's had some great games so far. Look at those starters. Sammy Combert, they call him the Slim Reaper, and of course, Jordan Hyde at number 4, their top goal scorer. Look for him on the left side to sling it.
Well, Andrew McMinn is trying to do what John Galloway has done here in Jacksonville. The Dolphins, for the first time in program history, they are a top 10 team, 6th season for the Dolphins, and Galloway just keeps building.
It was really a team that was built in his image. Great goaltender in his career at Syracuse, and now he has a great program here in Jacksonville. As you see, number 17, Max Waldbaum, a star, and Jacob Greiner, an attackman on the left side. He can do it. Bo Hunter getting the start.
Big matchup here. It's the 11th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic in Utah. In goal, Zion DeCesare, 2-1 this season, 11.67 goals against average. He has faced 121 shots, and Zion has done really well in goal this season for the Utes.
He certainly has. He leads that defense well. I was fortunate enough to be out there to see them play their Denver game. They dropped the 14-13 contest at their stadium, but Zion can make big-time saves.
And Luke McMillican is going to be in goal. Maybe one of 3 goalkeepers we're going to see today for the Dolphins, potentially.
Johnny Galloway did tip his hat a little bit, and as a goaltender, we got 2 goalies as head coaches matching up. So very congruent lives these fellows have lived. But Luke McMillican, been the player of the week in the SoCon Conference a couple times. He is a star. He came from North Carolina and is now loving life.
Take a look at the keys to the game for you, Booker.
Gotta love the way Utah has something going defensively, but they can't get overextended. They have to play fundamental team defense, and they have to neutralize wings. Both these face-off guys are fantastic, but the wings can make something happen. Jacksonville maintain the team identity that got you to number 8, and of course, keep it simple sometimes. You know, there's 2 different ways to say it in the coaching world. Keep it simple.
Opening face-off. Wrapped up by the Utes to start the ball game. And take a look at this Utah team, Booker. They just continue to find a way to be close. Every game has been a 1-goal game so far this season.
Somehow, some way, and Coach McMahon does not have a lot of gray hair out of it, but he certainly has done a nice job of formulating a team that wants to compete at the highest level.
9-pounder. Headed to goal as the Utes trying to get their first offensive opportunity here of this ball game.
Look for Jordan Hyde hanging out on that left wing when he gets the chance.
Josh Stout kicks it back. 30 seconds left here. As Carson Moyer heads it out, he's going to clip it back to the sophomore. And the first shot of the game goes wide.
And that shot not hitting the cage or the post or the goaltender, no reset of the shot clock. So they have just 14 seconds with which to operate. And here's Hyde.
Hyde going to goal. Kicks it out. Another high shot. Good look by Carson Moyer, the sophomore from King City, Ontario, Canada.
And Utah correctly already subbing out their guys. They lob one at the goal. Milliken makes easy work of that. But Utah, you noticed all their offensive midfielders sprinted for the substitution box. They want to get out. They want to give up an opportunity to Jacksonville. This is going to be an up-and-down game.
And Zach Deacon getting the Dolphins on the attack for the first time this game. Corpora, one of the biggest differences for the Dolphins this season is they have so much more depth, Booker.
And here's Bo Hunter coming in out of the box. Interesting to see how he massages his way down on that crease. He's a nice little finisher in tight spaces.
He's got 4 goals and an assist this season. Dolphins really taking their time trying to set things up. And the first shot of the game for the Dolphins finds the back of the net. Jack Dolan with his 7th goal of the season.
Jack Dolan inching his way up the all-time career. He is now 2 points away from tying Eric Applegate for the all-time point leader. Speed, acceleration, hands-free. If you don't think that's awesome, Bernie, you need awesome lessons.
Eric Applegate with 143 points in his career. And maybe by the end of today, Jack Dolan will be the all-time leading points score in Jacksonville Dolphins history. Face-off won by the Dolphins. They have a chance for back-to-back goals, and that indeed is what happens. Jack Heed, the junior, makes it 2-0 Dolphins.
Jack Heed, the long stick goals tend to count just a little bit more, Bernie. It takes the wind out of their sails. Nice job moving the ball. Great job cutting by Heed. And you see him point right away to the assist man.
And man, do the Dolphins waste no time. Seems like they're very patient on their first attack, and then they win the faceoff and go right to goal.
And here's a great example of the explosion of the sport of lacrosse. The Heed twins, Tom, number 1, Jack, number 22, from Bellevue, Washington.
Yep.
And they're playing at a very high level in Division I.
And a ground ball picked up by Matt Pounder. Really tried to fight to win that one, but Utah is going to have possession.
Interesting the way that got called. Cesare, nice job pushing it up the field, quickly getting it up. You don't want to let Jacksonville set up that ride.
Stop kicks it out. One of the things that we see about Utah is they score a lot of their goals in transition.
Yep. They love a run and gun.
Peterson trying to set it up, kicks it back. Not a good throw, and ground ball is going to be scooped up.
Good play by the Utah defenseman to keep it on that side of midfield. If it crosses midfield, it's over and back. It's very similar to basketball. But unfortunately for Utah, he flipped it right to the Jacksonville defender. And here's Troy Hettinger, the face of this franchise. You talk to Coach Johnny Galloway. He loves the work ethic that Troy's had since the day he set foot on campus.
Winston in possession. Dolphins already in the lead. Winston.
Another grad student for the Dolphins. And keep an eye on Winston. He's as quick as a hiccup.
Winston still in possession. Now kicks it away. Hettinger. You just talked about him a moment ago.
Ooh. Called the moving pick there. I'm not sure it was, but doesn't matter what I think. Bernie, they don't ask me.
I think that if you do a great job if they did a video review.
I don't think it was a big-time moving pick. As we see Sam Colbert, number 19.
Andriella.
Good job moving it across.
Going to goal. Takes a shot and a save. Milliken. Save number 54 this season. Or excuse me, save number 70, I should say. He's allowed 53 goals.
And look at the save. He tracks the ball so well and just gets his body and his stick in the spot. Gutsy. Bernie, I don't see you jumping down there in front of those shots. Me either.
They come firing in, don't they?
Me either.
Corporate kicks it back. Jack Dolan scored the game's first goal. Trying to set up the attack again. Corporate, another graduate transfer into this program. Cuts in, comes around, and he has found the back of the net as well. And the Dolphins have a 3-0 early lead.
Cesare, the goaltender for Utah. He's not tracking the ball great. A great setup of the dodge. Good change of direction, gains a step. And just a well-placed shot. The Utah defense needs to read the keys. Play fundamental inside-out defense. Defend the inside first, folks.
Interesting because Jacksonville, this is their 7th game of the season. Utah with 3 games, so a little bit more experience already with playing time as Josh Rose. He's going to go. Josh Rose goes right to goal, and another save. Milliken comes up again in net.
Luke Milliken has proven to be a tremendous asset to this Jacksonville program. The shot, see, protects his stick and then comes down, spikes it, but Milliken tracks it, saves it, and Jacksonville ground ball and out. One and done.
Jeremy Winston. Another graduate player on the field.
Oh, feeling it!
Wow! 4-0 Dolphins.
That ball blew up the corner like a firecracker and a pot roast. Look at it. Plant, feel it. Uses a defender as a screen too, but don't take away from the velocity on that shot.
Oh, wow.
And Coach McMahon doesn't like what he's seeing so far. 4-0 hold. But if you're going to go down by a lot, you want it to be early.
And what are you doing at the moment, Booker, if you're Utah and you're just trying to slow things down?
Great question. You have to find a way to get possession, or if they get possession. You have two scenarios that are going to unfold off this face-off. You're either going to win or to lose it. If you go down on defense, you have to play your best session of team defense from the inside out. If you win the face-off, you got to get down and run your best play to your best finisher. Don't be surprised if you don't see Jordan Hyde on that left wing for Utah. He can bring it. Look at Johnny Galloway. Still intense. He's up 4. Johnny Galloway just discussing things with the official very calmly. See assistant coach Chris Perzinski in the background.
Jacksonville Dolphins with some big wins early on, including number 2 Duke. 2 ranked victories already this season for number 11 Jacksonville.
And again, those victories were on the road. Marquette's a great squad these days. Air Force is no slouch. We got to do that game last year. And of course, one of the things that became the glue for this Jacksonville squad was that first initial loss at Johns Hopkins. Tough to go play at Homewood Field for any team. For Jacksonville, it's a long trip. You get up there, they're Hopkins, and I think they want that game back.
4 unanswered goals, and Nathan Kapp wins the ground ball in possession for the Dolphins, and they are on the move again.
A really clean game so far by Jacksonville as we get it back to Winston.
Not a bad start. 4 for 4. 4 goals on 4 shots for the 11th ranked Jacksonville Dolphins.
See how Utah reacts defensively as Mr. Dolan, the pride of Upper Arlington, Ohio. Ooh, nice.
Good defense there.
Defense.
Joey Boylston knocked it loose for a moment, but it is still possessed by the Dolphins with 7.5 to play here in the first.
And you see the tough ground ball by Jack Dolan. He's not just a points guy. He's a
A great beat inside.
And Utah got a little bit of a break there. Cesare quickly to the short sticks. As a coach, you tell your short sticks, you got to be dying to get the ball. You have to want the ball. You got to hunt the ball on the clears.
The Utes trying to fight for the first goal of the game.
Andriella trying to generate a slide.
Andriella, 3 goals, assist, 4 points out of Raleigh, North Carolina. You can really see just how big lacrosse has gotten all across the country as you take a look at the roster and where all these players are coming from. This is Josh Stout.
You mentioned the explosion. By state, Utah has 19 different states represented, plus Canada. Here's Hyde. Good fundamental position defense that time by Davis Smith.
Utah's had some opportunities, 6 shots so far, but none have found the back of the net. Will their 7th find them their first goal?
One of the things I learned watching practice yesterday is they don't want to let Utah get comfortable. Oh, there you go.
From the outside, the Utes get their first goal of the game.
Brendan McKenna with just an overhand, great overhand shot. Freed his hands, found a way. Here it is. Little jump shot. Proves that Milliken is not invincible.
Tyler Branbury has scored 2 goals in all 3 of Utah's games this season. He's got 7 multi-goal games in his career. Hat-trick 3 times this season ago. 3 goals at Denver.
Yep.
3 goals at Boston. And the ground ball won by Utah, and the Utes now on the move with a little bit of momentum. And they go back-to-back. Jordan Hyde this time. He's got his 9th goal of the season.
He loves to hang on that left wing and catch and release. Nice win by Cole Brahms. Fights for it, kicks it, and then moves it, and then the quick one more pass. Hyde's got to love catching the ball in that spot. He did it 4 or 5 times against Denver.
And they've won the face-off again. After Jacksonville scored the first 4, can Utah make it 3 in a row? 4 face-offs now, won by Utah, and they find the back of the net again. From 4 down to 1 down for the Utes. It's 4-3.
Ruben Santana, are you feeling it, Evil? Bringing it, slinging it, and stinging it. Again. Sammy Combert comes up with a loose ball. Here's Brahms advancing it just back to Camber, and boom! So much scorch on that by Santana.
We'll see if the Utes can win the face-off again.
And that was a hold. That's a good call. It's a ticky-tack hold, but it's still a hold. And it's one of those. And all they get is possession out of it. So, we got a good game.
Now can Jacksonville kind of slow things down? You can see how quick this game can turn around. In a matter of moments, a 4-goal lead has evaporated for the Dolphins here at home.
Winston, so poised. Graduate student. And speaking of graduate student, Max Waldbaum, the bomber, isolated against a short stick. This might cost Utah. Quick slide, though. Good defensive coaching. Griner comes off the pick.
And an opportunity right in front, and the Dolphins capitalize. A goal for Max Waldbaum, the Tufts transfer, his 23rd goal of the season.
Great play by Griner. Now here, they ticky-tack it inside, and then Waldbaum with a nifty little backhander. De Cesare kind of turns and looks and says, come on, man.
We welcome those of you joining us who just watched Navy advance to their first Patriot Championship game since 2001. We're at the Rock Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. Bernie Gunther, Booker Corrigan, Ashlyn Sullivan, glad you are with us for the 11th Moe's Lacrosse Classic, now Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. Booker, and you take a look at this Jacksonville Dolphin team. If you're just joining us, they scored the game's first 4 goals, but Utah answered back with 3 in a row.
Momentum in lacrosse is like the wind. You can't see it, but you sure as heck can feel it. And Jacksonville came out and just caught Utah not off the bus yet, and then all of a sudden Utah won a couple faceoffs, made a couple shots, made a couple breaks for themselves, and that's how we've gotten to 5-3.
Well, on our graphic for CBS, Jacksonville ranked number 11, but there are some polls that have Jacksonville rated and ranked as high as 8th, and it's the first time in program history that the Dolphins have found themselves in the top 10.
And they have earned it through the years of taking on great competition, playing a powerful out-of-conference schedule, and getting their men in condition. They also have, a couple grad students that have helped them out a lot this season so far.
Jack Dolan scored the game's first goal. He finds himself just points away from being the all-time leading point scorer in Dolphins history.
Oh, Max, little half a scoop there.
Only 3 seconds to shoot. The fired from the outside. It goes wide into Utah with some nice defense there.
Great defense there, Bernie. But one of the things you have to watch if you're the offense in that scenario is we don't just want to warm up the goalie and throw it at the goal. You're almost better throwing that ball out of bounds and not letting him get that confidence, because Zion DeCesare, the goaltender for Utah, is a fabulous goalie, but he did not get off to a great start because of a lot of reasons. Not great defense, some guys took chances, and some other guys took great shots through screens. But regardless, his confidence wasn't great, so you want to keep him guessing and not give him that save or an easy chance to track the ball.
And DeCesare is in goal tonight for the Utah Utes. For Jacksonville, there's a total of 25 new faces joining this team, 15 freshmen, 10 transfers. In goal for them, Luke Milliken, who's been very good this season. Believe it or not, as a freshman, he started 3 games at North Carolina before suffering a season-ending injury, and he's really waited until this moment as a graduate transfer to shine, and he has shined in a huge way for the Dolphins this season, despite giving up the goal there.
The broadcaster's jinx is in full effect as Utah gets a goal from M.J. McMahon, his 4th goal of the season. He's out of Sarasota, Florida, goes to Cardinal Mooney High School, where some great Under Armour All-American underclass players, Patrick McGrath and Sean Laureano, are leading the team now. A little backhand shot that time by MJ. And he went 5-hole. Artistic.
Both coaches, both goalkeepers back in their day. John Galloway, one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. But it's interesting because Galloway, for him, he said we may see as many as 3 goalkeepers today.
It'll be interesting to see how that shakes down because he's a team chemistry guy. One of the things I absolutely love about Johnny Galloway is the incredible team chemistry he builds and the coaching chemistry. Tyler Granelli, Chris Brzezinski, they love coaching with him because he makes every day fun. I was at practice yesterday morning, and I honestly thought I was viewing a lacrosse derby. That's how much they were hooting and hollering, having a great time. And I said that to Coach Galloway after practice, and he said, you know what? I love hearing that because I want it to be as fun as possible. And you're ranked number 8 in the country.
Less than half a minute remaining here in the first. It's a 1-goal game. So many veteran players have allowed the Dolphins to really step things up, especially in practice this season. But they're trying to maintain that 1-goal lead here as we end the first. 7 seconds remaining. One more opportunity, and the Utes, they've tied it up. M.J. McMahon again, the sophomore from Sarasota, ties it up 5-5 as we end the first. Man, oh man, Jacksonville got off to a great start, but Utah they have answered back. After Jacksonville scored the first 4, Utah able to tie things up, and it is 5-5 at the end of 1 here in Jacksonville.
I love the fact that we went from 4-0 to Cinco de Mayo. This is magical lacrosse. Great efforts on both sides. Great coaching.
Number 11, Jacksonville. 5-1 on the season, all tied up after the end of the first quarter with the Utah Utes. Stay with us for the Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic on the CBS Sports Network. Back for the 11th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. Utah, they are spread out, but look at 5 players from Utah. Take a look at where these athletes come from to be a part of this youth program.
19 different states represented and Canada. Fabulous group of kids. And here you go with Jacksonville. A lot of traditional hotbeds are now traveling to the Utahs and the Jacksonvilles because they want to be on a great team, part of a great family atmosphere, great academics. What's not to like? And the weather, by the way, Bernie, is awful nice.
Yeah, the weather here, quite a difference between the weather in Jacksonville tonight than what it is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Though credit to Utah because you could hop in your car and put on your skis in a matter of moments as well and ski some really great courses there. Start of the second quarter, 5-5. Jacksonville, they scored the game's first 4 goals. But you got to really credit Utah, Booker, because of the resiliency.
Yep, they did not wilt any way, shape, or form. A great example of that is a week ago, Towson University was beating Richmond 9-1 at the end of the first quarter, and they lost the game.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't happen a whole lot. But, you know, in the NBA, a lot of teams go up 25 points, and then they stop playing. So it's an interesting world as we see Johnny Galloway having a friendly conversation.
Bernie Gunther, Booker Corrigan, and down on the field, the 3rd member of our team. Checking in for the first time tonight, Ashlyn Sullivan. Ashlyn?
Jacksonville, and now it's a little quieter. I was just listening to Coach Galloway's huddle, and he's told the players, this is going to be a war. I told you that, and look at this. This is a war. He looked right at his defense. He said, guys, you got to step up.
You see Tyler Granelli with the hat on backwards. When you're assistant, you can do that.
Yep.
When I became a head coach, I had a guy come and tell me you got to wear your head forwards now.
Is that the rules?
That's the rules. Yeah, those are the rules.
The unwritten rules.
Yep.
Cody Hart. Utah just their 3rd game of the season. Jacksonville, this is their 7th game. And a wide throw. Let's see who will have possession. And they're going to give it to the Dolphins. A turnover for the Utah Utes.
Might have tried to sell him on that being a shot, but Jacksonville possession.
Jacksonville in the midst of their longest winning streak in program history. 5 straight games, and they've got a chance to set a new record, and they're hoping to do, though, that with a 6th straight win if they could do that, Booker. This
is Max Waldbaum, the graduate transfer from Tufts.
Yeah, we talked about those 25 new faces, but Waldbaum, who came in 4th in the country in goal scoring, he's got to be one of the biggest upgrades that John Galloway's picked up in the offseason. This is Stolen going to goal.
I talked with Jack Dolan's middle school coach, Brett Deal and Dan Hendrickson. Talk about his game and what he's accomplished here, and they're excited about him likely becoming the all-time leading scorer in Jacksonville history.
DeCesare with a save for Utah, but the Dolphins back in the attack with 12.5 to play here in the second quarter. Griner.
He's been known to score goals in bunches as DeCesare takes that one in the body, the goaltender for Utah, and they get the quick scoop and looking to move it out. Lemon's one of the captains for Utah this year.
And DeCesare a season ago started 6 of 7 games, had 72 saves, and this season, DeCesare as a junior, he's played every minute in goal in the first 4 games for the Utes.
A stabilizing force for them, no doubt. And you need a stabilizing force when you play 1-goal games exclusively, which is what Utah's done.
Utah trying to get their first lead of the game. McMahon has got a chance for a hat trick.
Post Malone.
Milliken will take it.
So they're going to give that to Jacksonville based on where the attackman was when it went out. So it's closest to the ball where it goes out, when it goes out, and you don't have to be on that side of the field.
5 more shots for the Utes than the Dolphins here early on in the second quarter. This is Griner. Currently leads the nation with 24 goals scored. At a moment, he had back-to-back 6-goal games.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Double hat trick, if you will, Booker.
I was here this morning watching him warm up, and he had a pile of balls, and he was spraying it from his favorite spot.
Winston, not a good pass, and it's going to be picked up by the Utes. Peterson picks up the loose ball for Utah.
This is what Jacksonville loves to do. They love to ride hard and make teams uncomfortable. Clearing team has 20 seconds to get the ball over the midfield line, and they have 5 seconds left, so it looks like they're going to succeed.
And Peterson will walk it across just in the nick of time.
They're calling for a Ward, which it was not. But the folks over on Rock Beach, I had a chance to meet with Dave and Liz Rock yesterday at practice. Perfectly nice, happy people, and love supporting Jacksonville lacrosse.
And they've renamed the venue here Rock Stadium.
Yes. And
welcome to the Rock.
Yeah. I love that line.
If you will.
One of the great movies ever, Sean Connery.
Welcome to the Rock. McMahon trying to get the hat trick. Gives it off to Stout from the outside.
That ball had a vapor trail behind it from Peter Hagan out of Newport Beach, California.
Bradbury. Oh! He's given Utah their first lead. He's on his way to a hat trick as he's got his second goal of the game.
Just good two-man lacrosse. You see him explode. Comes off the goal line extended pick and goes top cheddar. We knew it was going to be a back and forth, high-flying game.
Well, we can make it here. Bradbury, who's given Utah their first lead, he has now scored 2 goals in all 4 of Utah's games this season. 8 multi-goal games in his first 2 seasons for the Utes. 8 goals on the season.
Yep. Big-time players making big-time plays.
Loose ball.
And this was
picked up by Utah.
This was one of my keys about the wing play on face-offs. Brahms for Utah and Nathan Kapp for Jacksonville can battle at the X, but what can the wings do?
Stout trying to create, kicks it out to Rose. They'll reset the offense.
A couple new middies making their presence felt a little bit here for the Utah offense. And a great slap check. Takes the ball. Luke Milliken now looks to clear.
Milliken, by the way, an offensive threat, if you will. He scored the first goalkeeper goal in the history of Jacksonville lacrosse. It's a little history for him.
I want you to know something, Bernie.
Yeah?
You just used the phrase offensive threat a little loosely.
Okay. Right now it's a 1-goal game, so if Milliken can score,
if he can be an offensive
it might be
threat,
the difference maker.
If he can be an offensive threat, Coach John Galloway is going to tell him to get back in the goal. That's great. Jacksonville's Tom Heed has a twin brother on the squad.
This is Pio kicking it across. Griner. Tom Heed with possession. And Pio goes and kicks it behind the net. Waldbaum trying to do it again.
That is great doubling defense by Utah.
8 to shoot. Is that one of the ways that you deal with a guy like Max Waldbaum who scored 22 goals?
Waldbaum's so big that he forces you to slide early at the very least, and it seems like they are now doubling him whenever they can. But Jacksonville gets deep to set up their ride. They want to make it as hard as possible for Utah to clear the ball.
It's interesting because you talked to John Galloway this season, and he said that Utah is a team that is unique because they play different than really anyone they're going to face in the season. What does that mean for the fans watching at home?
That they'll spread out and go hectic chaos defense and double whenever they can. And sometimes they'll pack it in and play slow. You don't know what you're going to get. And they keep you on the end. And also, Sammy Camber, the Slim Reaper, they call him. 2 goals, 2 assists. He really can play offense when needed. They'll leave him in to play.
He came in leading the team with 18 ground balls this season.
And he holds not a record, but a stat right now. 5 ground balls or more in 18 straight games, which is saying so. That's as good as you're going to get if you're not a face-off guy.
6.5 to play. The majority of this game belonged to Jacksonville, who scored the game's first 4 goals, but Utah finds themselves with their first lead. As they're more than halfway through this second quarter, some miscommunication there, and the loose ball, though, still picked up by Jacksonville.
They were trying to play a little cat and mouse with the substitution game.
Okay.
Didn't work out for him, but fortunately, Jacob Griner picked up the loose ball on the near end.
Still 40 seconds to shoot for the Dolphins. Kapora going to goal, back in front. And the shot goes wide by Waldbaum. This guy is everywhere, folks. 4 seasons at Tufts. And man, has he found his footing for the Dolphins.
Still late in the shot clock.
Not where you want to be if you're the Dolphins this late every time, right?
Yeah, you want to run your best play.
And they're forced to shoot late again. 5 to shoot. And it's easily handled by DeCesare.
And with lacrosse goaltending, as we watch this transition opportunity, great trail check.
And a transition opportunity maybe for the Dolphins as well. No.
Got to be a push. That has 100% got to be a push. But back to my point about that late in the shot clock shot on DeCesare, you're just boosting his confidence. And it's such a psychologically challenging position. You don't want to give him any reason to feel good. You're better off. Utah got to the end of a shot clock. They just threw the ball out of bounds. Just throw it, and that way nobody's getting any confidence. You're subbing your guys out.
You just saw Andrew McMahon a moment ago, his first season at Utah, trying to build this program. Trying to build the mentality just like John Galloway has done here in Jacksonville.
Not a bad blueprint to follow. Waldbaum using his size. Now he becomes a feeder.
"37 seconds to shoot." We'll see if Jacksonville can get another opportunity and not wait quite as long as they did in their last attempt. This is Winston. You like for your athletes to be patient, but maybe not as patient as the Dolphins have been.
You don't want to get too late in the clock.
Oh!
That's Griner. And that's the spot where I was watching him shoot for half an hour this morning.
10 to shoot. Loose ball.
high in the air.
Picked up by the Utes. A chance to add to their first lead of the game.
Lemons with a great job picking that ball up. He's a captain for all the right reasons. Coach McMahon talks about the leadership. And Coach McMahon also gave a ton of credit to Brian Holman, who really started this program as a varsity program. And he certainly loves having them on it.
Well, Jacksonville scored the game's first goal, but look at this. It's Utah with the lead with 3:34 to play here in the first half of the 11th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic on the CBS Sports Network.
We want to be the premier option for young men that want to play Division I lacrosse in the South, that want to pursue any of their academic interests, and also want to be able to go to a university that supports the lacrosse program so we can compete nationally.
Yeah, John Galloway, his team, the SoCon runners-up in 2018, and man, do they love their lacrosse right here.
They love their lacrosse. They love the business school option for the graduate students. I mean, it really does. You see Chris Brzezinski, a great, great coach. He was the head coach at Elizabethtown. He's now talking with Coach Galloway. He's somebody I use as a resource to get the inside information. And he literally said that we have so many graduate students because of the fabulous business school and the great program, the great academics, the great climate.
And we feel really privileged for the 6th straight year to have this Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic with our partners on the CBS Sports Network. Great to see lacrosse showcase primetime Sunday night and two really great programs going at it.
Could have been a foul right there on the Jacksonville defender. You are not allowed to hit a player whose knee is on the ground. That went uncalled, but now we got interference on the goalie on the clearing attempt. But prior to that, I saw what I saw. So Jacksonville possession with the free clear, goalie interference. This is Dolan.
Well, Utah's really settled things down here at the moment.
They were certainly unsettled when it was 4-0.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, well, glad he called that timeout. He had to. And to get to that 4-0 lead, Jackson was playing very clean. Now all of a sudden passes aren't stick side high.
Yep. And Utah finds themselves with yet another opportunity. And they're trying it from the outside. It worked earlier.
And there you see Sammy Colbert staying out on the field on offense, and now he just does play the little cat and mouse and comes off. The Slim Reaper, he is dangerous all over the field. Hyde, nice pass. Utah's running great offense right now.
They love to play quick. It's interesting because when we talked to Andrew McMahon this week, he said, does your team play similar to the style as you see a shot attempt there? And he said, I felt like when I was in goal that maybe they played a little too slow, so I decided I wanted to play a little bit faster. So he's a player's coach, that's for sure.
Yes, he certainly is.
2-second roll! 2-second roll!
Look, they've outshot the Dolphins by 7. Not that outshooting your opponent is always going to lead to victory.
Yep. But this is a Jacksonville team that likes to take upwards around 40 shots a game.
And so what does that show you about the way Utah is playing defense at the moment?
Great defense. Now we get more posts hit by Utah. But Utah's playing great, great defense.
And Jacob Greiner racing down. Dolphins trying to tie it up here in the final minute. Winston. 4 goals in the first, only 1 goal here in the second for the Dolphins. Reed Smith in 11 clears for the Dolphins, 9 for Utah. And Jack Dolan, who scored the game's first goal, thought about it, now kicks it out.
Here's Waldbaum, the bomber. dumps it down. Low shot. I love the quickness of the release. We got a timeout on the field. That's a well-timed timeout. Coach Galloway wants to set something up. 35.7 seconds to go here in the first half.
What are you trying to drop if you're John Galloway here?
I tell you what, Jack Dolan can make things happen. I look for Jeremy Winston to split dodge. When he gets the ball and splits dodge, he's breaking ankles like Kathy Bates out there. I mean, he honestly can make your pupils dilate. He's so quick. And then look for Waldbaum to slip off somewhere. He's going to slip. The defense is going to go to him, and they're going to find Griner on the far side from that lefty spot.
One thing's for sure, the Dolphins are happy that this game is being played in Jacksonville tonight. 76 degrees, clear skies. You definitely need your snow jacket if you're in Salt Lake City. Maybe 35 if you were a Ute.
Yeah, I heard it was snowing there.
Is that short weather 35 for the folks in Salt Lake City?
I tell you what, the folks who are sitting on Rock Beach right now are glad they're in Jacksonville in shorts as we see Tyler Granelli drawing it up. See what he's got. I'm telling you, look for good old number 28, Jacob Griner. Played on that Under Armour All-American Underclass Philly team. That's where he really came into his own. He's out of Westchester East High School, tried out and made that Under Armour Underclass Philly team. And as I like to say, all you got to do is give Humpty a chance.
Well, coming up next, the best bull riders from 5 countries battle it out in a fierce team competition as the 2022 PBR Global Cup kicks off from the famous AT&T Stadium in Texas. Only one can be crowned the toughest nation on dirt. Watch it right here on the CBS Sports Network. Final 30 seconds here in the first half.
Plenty of time to operate with. This is Dolan.
Dolan fighting for every inch.
And he's drawn that double. See the slide coming. You have to move it somewhere. Waldbaum, and he's going to get a quick double.
Back to Dolan with 13 to shoot. And Dolan, I don't think that was the shot that he was looking for. Now Utah has a chance for the game's final goal as well, though this ball is going to roll out of play. And you got to give the Utes a lot of credit with what they did here in the first half. At one point, Utah was down by 4 goals, but they lead by 1 at the break.
Jack Dolan may have been held on that play. But Utah, you know what? Do it until you call it. And they have not called it. Coach Galloway's reminding them right now they're holding, still holding.
And it's the first time that the Dolphins have been shut out in a quarter this season. They scored the game's first goal, but Utah has found a way to get themselves right back and take the lead. Utah coming on the road trying to get their 3rd win of the season. They've got a 1-goal lead here at the break as we go down to the field to Ashlyn Sullivan.
Thanks, Bernie. I'm here with Coach McMinn. 4 unanswered goals for the Dolphins to start this game. Your team comes roaring back to lead at halftime. The resilience of this team right now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it being a game of runs. We knew that with their style play and with our style play coming in that was going to happen. And certainly didn't want to start out on the wrong end of a run, but told the guys we just needed to get a response. And we've been in that position before, and they gave us the same response we've gotten from them in the past.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Back to you, Bernie.
Thank you, Ashlyn. Andrew McMinn's Utah Utes have come on the road down to the lacrosse capital of the South, and the Utes lead the Dolphins 6-5, trying to get a win over the 11th-ranked Jacksonville Dolphins here in the Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. More to come from Jacksonville right here on the CBS Sports Network right after this. Well, it is the 11th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. The Dolphins moving their way into the top 10 in some polls for the first time in program history. Some great history brewing here in lacrosse in Jacksonville. And earlier today, Ashlyn Sullivan got a chance to talk to one of the big players on the very first Jacksonville Dolphins team. Ashlyn?
Thanks, Bernie. I am here with Cam Mann, who is class of 2013, a 4-year captain. And Cam, you are part of the inaugural class here at Jacksonville University Lacrosse. I see you guys all hyped up in the stands, this alumni class. You truly started from the bottom. To see this team, the success it has right now, you got to be so proud.
It really has been a lot of fun. Our inaugural class is very proud on the foundation we set and kind of how far it's come in the short amount of time. When you come to this school, you live and breathe lacrosse, and those people are proud about being a part of this program. And we've been waiting for them to kind of take that next step nationally. So we're excited to see them do that, and we're excited to see what they can do in the future here. And the Alumni Network has made a lot of noise about support of this program. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, and I was talking to Coach Galloway this week, and he was saying how proud he was of you to be inducted as the first lacrosse member into the Hall of Fame. He was hyping you up, and he said it's kind of a recruiting pitch he uses, that these players can be the next Cam Man. You ever think about, I'm the first guy?
It was such a surreal opportunity and honor, and I'm so grateful for Jacksonville for everything they've done for me. But it doesn't really dawn on me that I'm the first kind of player in the program to be elected. It's more so because I know I wouldn't be there without the other guys that spent 4 years with me. So it's more to me that we're the first lacrosse program inductee, and it's a special moment for our program, and hopefully we have a lot more in the future.
And you mentioned those other guys. I know you're part of the teammates that come back and talk to the roster every single year about your former teammate Corey, who sadly passed away to cancer. And I see his number all across this facility, the Win the Day hashtag. How do you continue to keep his legacy alive, and what do you tell these players?
Yeah, it's always a tough subject to come back and talk about it, but it's something that we feel is important. Corey embodied what it was to be a great teammate and, more importantly, a great person. So we think it's in our best interest to kind of let these guys know, and anybody that comes through this program, just kind of what it means for him to care so much about everything that was going on here when he was with us, and that every chance you get to put that jersey on, that don't take that for granted, because we definitely miss it, and I know he did when he didn't have that opportunity, and we want to continue because he embodied what Win the Day actually meant.
Cam, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, the Jacksonville Dolphins, some great history, trying to get a program record 6th straight win, but at the moment of the break, it's Utah leading by 1. More to come from Jacksonville right after this on the CBS Sports Network. But we told you they love their lacrosse here in Jacksonville. It's men's and women's lacrosse. More on that down to the field to Ashlyn Sullivan. Ashlyn?
Thanks, Bernie. I'm here with the women's head lacrosse coach, Mindy McCord, and we talked to Coach Galloway all week, and he kept saying our programs. Men's and women's, we share a facility. We work together. You're here supporting them tonight. It truly seems like one team here.
Yes, absolutely. We're so proud of the success they're having this year. It's much harder in the men's game. The parity amongst teams is difficult to break into the top 20, but we are supported by a great university, a president, athletic director, trustees, and a family environment where fifth years and transfers get a second home here in a family-like environment where it's not a business. I'm just so proud of them and us together being a great JU family. Thank you for all the supporters and for all the trust in us to be able to bring a great product onto the field.
Love it, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Back to you, Bernie.
Thanks so much, Ashlyn. The first 4 goals in 4 minutes belong to Jacksonville, but as we head to the start of the second half, Utah leads by a goal. Well, as we begin things here in the third quarter, needless to say, the Dolphins already back down to Ashlyn Sullivan, who's with the head coach of the Dolphins, John Galloway.
Thank you, Bernie. This sideline is intense right now, Coach. What was your halftime message?
Yeah, I think we just got a little bit unorganized in the first quarter, and we settled down a little bit in the second quarter, and we just got to get some more opportunities on the offensive end.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck the rest of the game. Back to you, Bernie.
Thanks, Ashlyn. Start of the third quarter. Bernie Gunther, Booker Corrigan, Ashlyn Sullivan with you for the 11th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. Dolphins scored 4 goals in 4 minutes. Utah answered back, and believe it or not, between the two teams in 15 minutes of play, we only saw 1 goal. So I guess credit to the defense, Booker.
And it's a odd scenario to have so many goals scored in such a flurry. But here we come. Jacksonville making something happen. That is Colin Hinton out of St. John's High School. Played for Coach Wes Speaks before he was named an Under Armour All-American as a senior, which is the highest honor a lacrosse player can get. It's like playing in the McDonald's All-American basketball game, and Colin Hinton has certainly made the most of his opportunity here at Jacksonville.
Jack Dolan kicking out. It's interesting because when we had a chance to talk to John Galloway this week, he talked to just about all the veteran players that are in as we see a new goalie. Ryan Delarocco is in goal. Maybe we're told that we may be able to see 3 goalkeepers as this game progresses, but he's got such veteran leadership that they almost trust the veterans sometimes to make some of the in-game changes, if you will.
And you talk about the veterans. There's so many veterans on this Jacksonville squad. Conversely, there's only 2 seniors on Utah's squad. But right now, they're both just out playing backyard lacrosse. I was at the shoot-around this morning, and Coach McMinn from Utah said, we're playing backyard lacrosse tonight. We're going to play it just up and down, get it going, and let the cards fly, and there they go.
And the first goal of the second half belongs to Josh Stout of Utah. And don't blink because Utah's got a 2-goal lead now.
Josh Stout, his bankroll's on SWO. He just catches and releases this.
Yep.
Watch how quickly he gets rid of it. And it's dead center. Delarocco kind of read the stick wrong, went out of the way of the ball. It'll be a crucial faceoff for Nathan Kapp right now.
Yeah, when you take a look at the faceoffs, 9 of the 13 faceoffs have been won by Utah, make it 10 of 14. That's a big stat.
Huge.
And that's certainly something I'm sure John Galloway looked at when he headed into the Rock locker room here at the Rock Stadium at the break.
Stout again. Field. Now, left-hand sweep across the top. At the other end of the field, you're seeing Jacob Greiner from Jacksonville do kind of the same thing. And Jacob's at his best down on that wing. Jeremy Winston's an up-top Dodger guy. Greiner's a wing shooter guy.
And in a game like lacrosse, as we see back-to-back goals scored by Utah, and they now lead it 8-5.
Koa Todd out of San Clemente, California, went to St. Margaret's Episcopal. That's a big goal, jump shot, and clearly changes planes.
6 feet 240. Koa Todd, big man. Utah continues this surge. Last time Jacksonville scored was with 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. That's a long drought, especially in a game like lacrosse.
Here you go, face-off win, Greiner from the wing. Oh, Post Malone rears his ugly head. Max Waldbaum comes up with it, and now the Jesuit is really seeing the ball. This could be dangerous for Jacksonville. Utah fans are loving the way they're getting up and down. And Coach Galloway chirping the ref a little bit because they were offsides and they were off by a yard.
Yep. But again, I guess if you're Jacksonville, you got to think about where Utah sat, down 4 goals.
Yes.
This is nothing, down 3.
Yep.
Plenty of time left.
Yep.
There's a save.
They need a save and a clear.
By Delarocco. And now here's the Dolphins going the other way in transition as Colin Hinton takes it across midfield.
Colin Hinton, another one of those grad students. A lot of G's and R's, like G and R.
How much do the Dolphins need a goal here at this moment?
It's not a crucial possession, but it is one where, for momentum and for team, you just want to get your team on the board. It's been a long time, like you said, since the first quarter. It does not happen a lot.
You basically got 20 minutes in between goal scoring opportunities for the Dolphins. This is Dolan, who scored the game's first goal. Greiner, they got a ton of players that could really score, and they missed an opportunity there, but they still have possession.
I talked about Bo Hunter and his ability to score in tight places. I wouldn't be surprised to see them continue to create and find him on the inside.
Cody, see your man!
8-1 scoring run for the Utes. After the first 4 of this game belonged to the Dolphins, they tried from the outside, and DeCesare is all over it again, folks, and here comes the Utes in transition. They are dangerous, moving the ball down, and they nearly got their 9th goal there.
Kick save and a beaut. And I'll tell you, Colin Hinton is earning his money tonight. We're getting that back and forth lacrosse.
Yep.
Jacksonville's got to find a way to finish a play to the back of their net. They're running plays and getting shots off, but the shots aren't scoring shots. Don't shoot to shoot, shoot to finish.
We'll see if the Dolphins can finish here. With 9.5 to play in the third, this is Winston. Jacksonville in the midst of a program record 5-game winning streak, trying to make it 6 in a row.
Some great short stick D middies on this Utah squad. Inside feed, bang!
Griner feeds it inside, and the Dolphins are on the board here in the third quarter.
Jackson and Trary just spooking around on the backside, finds a way to get his hands free. And what a great feed by Griner. He living on that wing. Stay on that wing, man. That's finishing to the back of their net.
And Cherry with his 5th goal of the season. And man, did the Dolphins need that.
Starving for a goal.
Now, if only they could win a faceoff. How big would that be? No, the faceoff won by the Utes.
Cole Brahms comes down, shoots it. Almost a possession shot right there, shot wide. He knew he had the backup. Cole Brahms does have a goal this year, but
you just win the faceoffs.
Yep.
That's all you need. You win the faceoffs at some point, it's going to lead to a bunch of goals. And 11 of the 16 faceoffs here in this matchup have been won by Utah.
Carson Moyer, they call him son of Carr. Loves dodging off that invert. Troy Hettinger on him. Hettinger wins every lift and race and sprint and workout. Be tough to dodge him.
Andriella had an opportunity. The possession still belongs to Utah.
Del Orga seemed to track that ball very, very well.
Well, Jason Yaquinto is the 3rd goalkeeper that we could see. We were told that in a man-down scenario, he would come in. How does it change if you have an idea? We heard going in that you could see 3 goalkeepers for those 3.
I gotta love it. If you're Jacksonville, you're still working on building team chemistry. They don't play a conference game until the month of April. So these are all opportunities for them to see what they have and measure the quality of the way guys are playing.
Delayed
and now
penalty
we'll find
coming.
out. We will find out. Here goes Yaquinto. He is going in.
And so the 3rd goalkeeper of the contest.
Jason Yaquinto was voted preseason conference goalie of the year. So they're not putting a slouch in there. And there's the hit, a little bit of a cross check, a little bit of a hit, awkward guy on the ground. Intensity.
First penalty, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Took all the way to halfway through here in the third quarter, and a man-up opportunity for Utah. We'll see if they can capitalize here.
Number 30, Jason Yaquinto in the cage as the man-down goalie. Coach Galloway stays true to his word, even though they're down 2.
We talked about Galloway. He's already got the mentality for these athletes that obviously they'd love to win today against Utah, but they are trying to build all the way into the playoffs. They won a long playoff run. Obviously, Jackson would love to be conference champion for the first time. I'm sure for them it's not enough to be ranked in the top 10 in some polls. A tremendous victory for them over number 2 Duke.
Huge. Great play by Troy Hettinger and great clear by Jason Yoquinto. He's staying in right now. Interesting to see how this evolves. And now Yoquinto comes sprinting out. Did his job, and the sideline really embraces him.
That's 6.5. Jacksonville able to get back even and fight off that man down scenario.
Huge uplift to see Jason Yoquinto go in there. Huge uplift. You can see the team, the sideline, everybody was thrilled to have him be their man down goalie. Now we're going to get, Max Walbaum.
Oh, Walbaum almost found the back of the net. Another delayed penalty coming, and after we played, I guess, 2.5 without a penalty, we get back-to-back penalties within a matter of moments, and Andrew McMinn looks on.
I was curious about that call. Called a slash. Referee Carmen John Domenico coming over with it.
Penalty on Ryland Lemons. 21 for Utah.
Utah assistant coaches Sean Doyle and Tim McDermott, and of course Jimmy Perkins, who played at Robert Morris for Coach McMinn and is now coaching with him.
So see if Utah can capitalize, and they do.
Who told you Bo Hunter can finish in tight spots?
Hey, 5th time this year, Bo Hunter finds the back of the net, and it's a 1-goal game here in Jacksonville now.
And you'll see on the replay, it's good ball movement, and they switch from a 2-3-1 to a 1-4, and they just have a chance. Jackson Intrieri finds either guy. He had Max Walbaum right behind him. He just makes the choice of who he thinks is more open, and Bo Hunter makes no mistake about it. Great play call by Coach Tyler Granelli.
You talk about states. Hunter is from Ontario. Well, second quarter, no scoring for the Dolphins, but the offense has come to life here in the third. It's a 1-goal game here in the 11th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. Utah leading Jacksonville 8-7. Needless to say, the Dolphins are invested in lacrosse. And earlier today, Ashlyn Sullivan got a tour of the Rock.
I know what you guys are thinking. No, this is not an NFL locker room. This is just part of the brand new Jacksonville University lacrosse facility. It's over 8,000 square feet of conference room, film rooms, locker rooms, you name it. This place has it. And talking with Coach Galloway this week, he really said this symbolizes how far this lacrosse program has come. He told me coaches used to meet in vacant dorm rooms across campus, and the old locker room is now the athletic training storage space where they keep tape. So Coach Galloway said this university trusted them with this facility, and now, Bernie, it's time to prove it on the field.
Yeah, man, has lacrosse come a long way. We talked about it. This is our 6th Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic on CBS Sports Network. You've seen it really grow over the last 6 years, haven't you, Booker?
It totally has. Back to the Rock. What player from New England does it? Oh, as we see a goal. We'll get back to that. What an absolute cannon.
Josh Rose opening up the scoring for Utah.
And face-off man for Utah, Cole Brahms, is just doing so much work. And he's finding the right guys, too. But back to the point I was making before then, lacrosse is big in New England.
Yep.
You saw that picture of the Rock, and we can look across the field and see it. I wouldn't mind walking between 2 very gorgeous palm trees to go to get ready for practice or a game. This is a tremendous facility, and they love their lacrosse.
Yeah, they're playing lacrosse here on a 70-degree night. Perfect clear skies here in Jacksonville, Florida. It's actually really just an ideal night. Or you could be, obviously you said, playing up in the north and the snow at this moment, right?
Wearing sweats and wearing the Patrick Spencer hoodie.
And you can see why Jacksonville has climbed all the way into the top 10 in some polls for the first time in program history because of the investment. Winston Hall! He fires it in from the outside as well.
The veteran presence of Jeremy Winston. Driving hard to the cage, gets a good run at him, and look at him accelerate downhill. And that's against Sammy Combert. He's no slouch.
It's back to a 1-goal game.
I had a chance to catch up with Jeremy before the game, and he's got the tape on his chin piece, and it just says Chris. So I asked him, I said, tell me about Chris. And he said he's a dear friend of mine who we played with a long, long time. And he passed away due to COVID.
Oh, wow.
And you keep thinking that COVID's not that important, but it's still there. It's still doing. So let's respect it and make the most of the opportunities we have while we're around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, Josh Stout.
And that
gets Utah back up 2 again.
That is an example of winning the whistle. Ball goes out of bounds. You find out whose ball it is, and you want to be ready to play. Steele Stanwyck kind of invented that concept when he was in Virginia. See in this replay if we can detect when it's blown. And also in that instance, number 45 was within 5 yards of him when the whistle blew, so he cannot play him.
Yeah.
He can't check him, or else it's a 30-second penalty for interference. So that was a great break for Utah.
See if they can win there.
And Cole Brahms
face off, they do.
He's having his way tonight. He's raking it back. He's winning it forward, winning it to himself, playing it to the wings.
And one of the takeaways, I'm sure, for John Galloway is going to be trying to win a few more faceoffs.
Yep.
It seems like Utah has been all over, and now they have a chance to up their lead to 3 goals with 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Try to go on the road and get their 3rd victory of the season. From the outside,
goodness.
The Utes, they get their 3rd, the 3-goal lead that they needed as well.
He left the jag and he took the rolls.
Oh, Santana.
Goodness. What he did to that corner is illegal in 4 counties. Oh.
Second goal tonight for Santana. He's got 4 goals on the season now.
You talk about these 2 coaches. They were both goalies in college.
Yep.
Utah coach Drew McMahon has his pillars of passion, effort, teamwork, self-control, gratitude, and valor.
Yep.
Johnny Galloway's got the Duvall mission: fearless, earned, respected, prepared. They know that they're coaching these guys to win lacrosse games, but they're also preparing them to be the best version of themselves when they graduate and go on to be productive employees and great husbands, great fathers.
Waldbaum. We thought that he might be a little bit more active. What has Utah done well to kind of neutralize him, if you will, so far?
They slide so fast, so early to him. Like, look at it, didn't even come close to have an edge on him, and the slide was there. So Jacksonville's got to acknowledge that and move the ball as fast as possible. Draw the slide and pass the ball 3 times quickly. That's not going to make it to the midline. They're fine.
Griner 25 to shoot.
We have seen some shot clocks get late today.
Utah's outscored Jacksonville 5-3 here in the third quarter. A little more offense after only 1 goal scored in the second quarter. Oh, and Utah stole it away. And Dolan trying to get it right back.
The Slim Reaper, Sammy Combert. And now he's got it in transition. Heads up. He is no stranger. 2 goals and 2 assists already this season.
Ground ball battle fairly even. 2 minutes to play here in the third. Utes leading by 3. Trying to get a road win over the Dolphins.
And it's time for Jacksonville to play good fundamental defense right here. And don't slide from Jordan Hyde right now. He's the guy on the crease, number 4 for Utah. You cannot slide from him.
Oh, nice save by Delarocco. 92 seconds remaining here in the third.
Shot clock down to 20. Oh, dear.
Right in front, Utah scored again. Bradbury with a hat trick.
Tyler Bradbury, one of the captains of this Utah squad. And talk about poise. He catches this ball and takes 3 steps before he releases it. And the fake, that's just veteran presence. He played in that Under Armour underclass West team that was fantastic back in his high school days. That's how he burst on the scene, and now he is excelling at Utah. The huge play, good offense.
When Bradbury scores, he scores in bunches.
Yes.
And the face-off.
Nathan Cap gets de-twagged.
Yeah, this time won by Jacksonville. They got a minute to try to cut into this 4-goal lead.
No need to panic. They draw the flag. Oh, make the goalie make a save there.
Tucker Garrity, who had a breakout season last year, draws the penalty.
Slash on the call. Full minute. There's 1:01 left in the quarter, so that equates nicely.
What are you drawing up here for your Jacksonville?
The last time they did it with 2-3-1, they slid to a 1-4. Bo Hunter off a great feed. See if they don't do something similar to that. They're starting in a 2-3-1.
So look out for number 91.
Yep. And 17 on the inside. Max Waldbaum. Oh, they go quickly to a 3-3.
Okay.
Troy Hettinger now. You're on this righty shooter spot. Waldbaum top center. Here they go into the 1-4. Entry area might need to inch around from behind next time. Get it to him. See what he gets. If nobody's guarding him. Still a full 30 on the foul. Waldbaum, lob pass. They need to skip a pass here. Inside feed to Bo Hunter. Just not. We call it the Joe Montana concept. Throw the ball at the perfect speed for your teammate to catch it. That one was just a little bit more John Elway than Joe Montana. Too much, too hot, too hard to catch.
And the Utes are going to fight off this man-up opportunity.
Oh. Nifty little play on the sideline, and they're going to get something out of that. That's a Ward.
And how about this? Jacksonville able to fight back.
That is a great play. Very calm. The fact that no one was slashing him made it a lot easier for him to save that ball, though.
This Colby Platts, the freshman, getting it done for Utah. And the Utes have extended their lead. They're up by 4 at the end of the third quarter here in Jacksonville. Nice crowd on hand here. Primetime lacrosse on CBS Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter, and it's a 12-8 lead for Jacksonville. But this is a program, Ashton, that really loves their lacrosse. Let's head down to you.
Yes, they do, and this is the perfect guy to talk to about that. Alex Ricker-Gilbert, the athletic director here at Jacksonville University. The success of these 2 lacrosse programs, men's and women's, a big night for basketball last night. It seems like sports are just scratching the surface here.
Yeah, it's a fun time for us. You know, lacrosse is off to a great start, 5-1, 8th in the country. Our women are top 25. Obviously, our goal is to be playing good lacrosse in May, not necessarily February and March. And then basketball, big win last night, going back to the championship game for the first time since 2009 on Tuesday night, and we're excited.
Coach Galloway, I talked to him this week, and he said this beautiful facility would not be possible without you. Why did you believe in him and this team to build this beautiful facility?
Yeah, I think John has just been a tremendous coach for us and mentor. And we like to say that we're coach-driven and administrator-assisted. He had the vision for this facility, and we just try to make it come to life.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Alex. Back to you, Bernie.
I got to tell you, I love the line he just used. We're coach-driven and administrative-assisted. That's how you get a great athletic department. And my Uncle Gene was a phenomenal AD out at Notre Dame and at UVA and commissioner of the ACC. You're coach-driven. You're just guiding them and helping them. Wow.
And Wilbaum trying to fight through the Utah defense to get an opportunity. He's maybe trying to do too much there.
Trying to fight through the hold as well.
Okay.
As the Slim Reaper, number 19, Sammy Combert, comes up with it. Here we go with the long sticks playing offense.
It's a little different story for Utah. That seemed like they've always been in a one-goal game this season. They've got a 4-goal lead. 5 straight games for Jacksonville. Program's all-time longest winning streak. Again, you heard from Alex, you heard from John Galloway. They're trying to make sure that they build this program for May when it's time for the postseason, not necessarily here in early March, but I'm sure that they would love to get their 6th straight win.
Great dodge from behind the cage. Stirring the walk a little bit with the swim move. And now Utah making the mistake of trying to do too much.
Yeah, they gave it right back.
And that's going to be goalie ball. Nobody behind the cage to back it up.
Okay. So Jacksonville's going to have possession. Not a time to panic, though, if you're Jacksonville with still 13 minutes to play, right? Still plenty of time?
Yep. And they've shown that they can score goals in bunches. They started the game on a 4-0 run.
Yeah, they scored 4 goals in basically 4 minutes.
Dolan
scored the game's first goal. Back to Winston, and we know he's a threat from the outside. And he's going to try it again.
A little bit of intentional grounding there, a little too, as we call it, with too much whip in the stick, and you end up spiking the ball.
Still Dolphin possession with 40 seconds remaining in this opportunity.
Number 12, entry area.
11 more shots for the Utes than the Dolphins, though, at this moment. One of the reasons why they lead by 4 goals.
Waldbaum, look at the double come so fast against him. Now Winston with a little space.
Winston.
Split dodge.
Coming through.
Oh, what a save. Late flag. I don't know how the save was made. That's a foul.
And another
We're going to
flag
be 2 men
comes
up
in.
now. Jacksonville, don't do anything foolish. You're up. Just walk away. You can hear him yelling on the sideline. That's some intense defense by Utah. And Winston drives in. I don't know how this ball doesn't go in the goal. You have to riddle me that.
And it was a phenomenal move by Winston. And De Cesare was right there, right time.
And Bernie, I told you earlier, when a guy has his knee on the ground, you are not allowed to body check him.
Okay.
It's been a rule forever. So that was an instance where the second foul, the referees, I think they're calling it Judge Joe Murphy to make a ruling on this. Be interesting to see how it shakes down, but I saw 2 fouls.
Okay. And what does that mean for Jacksonville? Obviously, you get 2 men up.
6:04.
Yep.
There are a couple things. Here we go.
30-second technical. Second one is a cross check to the head. 1 minute, locked in.
I think they may have called that on the same guy. So now they're just 1 man up, but for a full minute and a half.
He said it was 1 minute locked in.
1 minute locked in, so that's a full minute. And if they score between the minute and a half, the penalty will be released. big opportunity. I thought it was two different guys, but starting in a 3-3, and they're going to quickly swing out of that. Now they're 1-for-1. Pass picked off.
Oh, wow, they gave it right to Utah.
They need a ground ball. They need something.
And almost
and that's
a
white
man
ball.
Down goal for Utah.
And in lacrosse, shorthanded goals are just devastating. They should not happen.
Still a minute to work. Critical for Jacksonville to go down 3 here in this opportunity. Keep looking out for Bobo Hunter. He scored the man-up goal earlier. Number 91, there he is in the middle.
Good ball movement. Oh, the underhand pass. And now we got an over and back or an offsides. Either way, Utah's coming away with it and feeling good.
So 2 turnovers, if you will, in this minute and a half, where you'd almost think for sure Jacksonville will score, but a shorthanded goal scored by Utah.
Long stick to long stick. That's Sammy Camber getting it over. What a great play, great finish. Kobe Plotz had 1 goal already this year. Make it 2. Yep, there he is, the Slim Reaper. Sammy Camber, number 19. He'll be on some all-conference teams later this year.
For Plotz, his 2nd goal of the season. He's still a man up for 18 seconds. You got to win the ground ball first, though. And the ground ball won by Utah.
That's a moving pick, though. Oh, and now we get a flag fry. It's Bastille Day. Very curious about this one. Time.
White 42, slashing. 1 minute. Timeout black.
So Utah will call a timeout, and they're going to be a man up for a minute.
They had called the timeout, and then the slash happens. Here's the tough ground ball.
We got to work them. Let's get a couple different set changes right now, and then get into 42 and execute from there. Again, that first one we said, not out of mindset, we're going to get 1 shot per opportunity, right?
Wow.
We've got to make that shot count. It can't be a low angle. Can't be outside of 13, 14 yards. Let's be patient till we get our feet set at inside of 10, or else we're moving it down to the pipe to get an easy one. You got me? So let's go. Hey, uppers on you. We got to execute. We said 60% on you to make sure we get this one. MJ on you. 1, 2, 3, go. Next play.
Well, tomorrow night at 11 Eastern, Michael Breed takes you beyond the green for headlines and highlights of the latest weekend gameplay. Catch course record with Michael Breed on the CBS Sports Network.
Utah comes in clicking at 57% on the man-up conversions, which is a fabulous number. You want to be above 40, above 45 to consider yourself really, really good.
Yep.
Maryland coach Bobby Benson, it gets him up to like 55%, so Utah's man-up is lethal at times.
Go back down to the field, Ashlyn Sullivan. Ashlyn?
Thanks, Bernie. I was just listening to Coach McMinn's huddle, and he talked about at practice this week they worked on man-up execution, and he said, team, what a perfect example of how you can succeed with man-up execution. He told his team for the rest of this game, be patient, and let's make this opportunity count.
Well, they capitalized on a man-down opportunity.
Man-down
Yaquinto in goal.
Man-down goaltender, Jason Yaquinto in. Gotta love that strategy. I think it's fabulous.
Stout from the outside. Utah being patient. Remember, Jacksonville had an opportunity and they turned it over twice within the minute and a half. Stout from the outside. Yaquinto gets the save.
Good gracious. Colin Hinton picks up so many ground balls, it's almost nauseating. Great save by Yoquinto. Rebound skitters in front of the goal. And just like that, they killed off the foul, made the save, got the ground ball, and a long looping clearing pass.
Dolphins back to full strength, but they trail by 5. Here's Dolan. When do you think they need to move a little bit quicker?
Great time for them to run a good play. And give me some Jacob Griner from the left wing, please. He's up top right now. Oh.
The Chessery has been a brick wall.
You want some turkey with that stuffing?
Oh my goodness. And look at how quick Utah works back in transition.
They are sick the way they do it. Joey Boylston, defenseman out of Charleston, South Carolina, in playing some offense.
An opportunity right in front. Oh!
And it's in.
It rolls over. 14-8. Everything going right for the Utes tonight.
Jordan Hyde. You see referee Richard Montgomery McGee come in and make that call. He saw it squeak over. Oh. Takes the impact.
Yeah, Dixon Smith was trying to do everything he could.
See a closer replay. It does bounce in and hit the net. Did it? We need a different angle. Our guys in the truck do such a great job raising. Just a great lacrosse person who also is a tremendous producer.
It's a 6-goal lead for Utah.
And this is a Jacksonville team that just went and beat Denver at Denver and then validated by beating Air Force at Air Force in the same weekend. And they work hard, they have fun. I watched their practice all day yesterday, and it was intense and appropriately enjoyable.
Yeah, and with all the veterans that are on this team,
yep,
it appears practice has been at a whole nother level for the Dolphins this season.
So you asked when is it time for Jacksonville to kind of panic. You also want to see if Utah starts playing not to lose.
Okay.
Because that's a dangerous button to switch. Because it sends your players the message that we're in trouble when you're not really in trouble. Bam! There's Yoquinto making the save, clear it, and they convert it. Wanovich, they call him Woj, but it's Wanovich. At speed, buries it.
And he's a freshman, folks, from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Here he comes. He picks up the clearing pass he missed. No one slides to him right from in the middle of the club with a rub-a-dub. And Cole Brahms is making it very hard for Jacksonville to stage a comeback with the way he has been just dominant and precise at the faceoff.
Man, Utah works it quick, but they can certainly settle it down with 6.5 to play, leading by 5.
Little trying to make something happen in the substitution game. Some great intensity. No pushes so far. It's clean.
Picked up by the Dolphins. Scooped up by Jordan Young.
Jordan Young played for Coach Brian Dougherty at Springside Chestnut Hill.
This is
What an
Hettinger.
athlete. Now's a good time for everybody in Jacksonville to play your role. Look at Griner out here. Love that.
Still time for the Dolphins to work their way back.
Griner. Ooh, oh, and they get the backup too. They stole it. That's where Griner's got to read the tea leaves and say, I'm going to make the goalie make a save.
Yeah. The Utes have outscored the Dolphins 9-4 since the first quarter. You missed it. Jacksonville 1 point led 4-0 in this game.
And that was
but
tied
the
up
Utes didn't mail it in.
Yeah. It was tied up 5-5. Here comes Utah's chaos. And Jacksonville counters it with a nice check.
And 5 minutes remaining. They need to average a goal a minute at this point.
Yep. Oh, I don't know where that ball hit. It may have hit Sammy in the back. Long looping pass, and Utah,
right
that's
there.
Making a break for yourself.
Yep.
Sometimes you get breaks, and other times you make breaks. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Can you settle things down even more if you're Utah here with 4.5 to play?
Up 5, 4:20 to go. It's not a bad thing to chill, but you can't play not to lose. Run some clock and end a possession with a goal.
Stout behind the net has had a huge game for Utah.
This is Rose.
Under 4 to play. Man, the Utes showed some heart tonight. Andrew McMinnis got to be really proud of what his Utah team has put together here on the road against the 11th ranked team in the country. Loose ball.
And Jacksonville almost doesn't want to pick it up. There's only 3 on the shot clock, although, he picked it up without picking it up. He was running and cradling with the ball still behind him. Here's Winston, split Dodge City.
Winston's so good from the outside.
Yeah. And they double him quickly. This is Coach McMinn with that strategy of, we're going to play backyard lacrosse. You're up 5, why not double the ball? Griner. Not going to make it to the end line.
2:50 remaining here. Moldbaum try to create right in front.
Griner's pass got deflected. And now you get a moving pick call. Is going to give it back to Jacksonville.
And Dolphins will take it, but Utah is 2.5 away from getting their 3rd win of the season and ending this program longest winning streak that the Dolphins are on.
Jacksonville with 2 timeouts. They might want to call something and set it up. They also have the Utah defense a little bit tired. So it's, oh, and there you go.
There's a goal scored by Griner.
From where I want him scoring from.
Yep. Now they need to average a goal every 30 seconds for the Dolphins. Griner gets the Dolphins on the board, but it is Utah still leading on the road in Jacksonville. Up 14-10 here on the CBS Sports Network. Monday night at 6 Eastern, CBS Sports Network brings you Bracket Week presented by Kubota with the Colonial Athletic Association semifinals. Don't miss the action as the road to the Final Four continues on the CBS Sports Network. Let's check out the upcoming schedule for the Utes.
At UMBC, at Georgetown. That's a great couple games. Mercer, Air Force, just phenomenal event. I got to tell you something, Bernie. So I read the stats doing my prep work, and Utah came into the game clearing the ball with a 94% success rate.
Yep.
As you see the Jacksonville schedule right there, they get a little bit before their conference stuff starts off with High Point. But they came into the game clearing the ball at a 94% rate. And I said to myself, there's no way they can uphold that.
Right.
And they haven't. They're 16 for 16.
Oh, my goodness.
They cleared the ball at 100% today. That's a phenomenal. That's one of the ways you add up to upset the number 11 team in the country.
Even shots, they have 10 more shots at the moment than the Dolphins have. And the face-off advantage has been huge.
Yep.
For Utah. And they're less than 2 minutes away from getting a road win here.
2 years ago, Utah came in here and took down Jacksonville.
Josh Stout behind the net.
Jacksonville doubling the ball as often as they can, and they got a defenseman in goal. That is a gravy opportunity for Bradbury.
Man, what a performance by Utah.
And one of the schools of thoughts, Bernie, is in the end of the game and the goalie's out of the goal, do you shoot the ball?
Yep.
And even risk if you score. But when your face-off guy is winning face-offs the way Cole Braum is,
yep,
you shoot that ball.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're getting creamed at the face-off dot, you don't really want to score a goal. You want possession, and you want the clock running.
And you got Tyler Bradbury, who wasn't content with a hat trick tonight. You're good. 3 goals 3 times. He's got 4 goals tonight on the road against the Dolphins.
Waldbaum gets knocked into the crease. He was turning, so I don't think it's going to be a push. Oh, it's coming back. Yeah, this is a bull dodge, and he didn't get pushed. So yeah, it's Utah possession. Long shot, and that's going to get backed up by Jacksonville. Veteran play. Obviously, it's going to be too little too late, but
right,
they're learning all these things, and Coach Galloway takes things in stride. Obviously, they want to keep it rolling, keep it going.
Well, a program record 5-game winning streak is going to come to its conclusion, but it means that the next time they come out, they can start another.
Opportunity to start a new one.
But for Utah, what a start to the season. They got another goal.
Andriana. The open net.
First time this season they're not going to settle for a 1-goal game.
Exactly. I don't know if they know how to act. The Utes are going to have a pleasant flight home. They came out and earned everything.
Utah goes on the road and they get a 16-10 win over Jacksonville. The Utes taking down number 11 here in the Jacksonville Lacrosse Classic. It's their second win against ranked opponents this season. Prior to the season, 0-6. What a difference Andrew McMinn has made for the Utes.
He certainly has, and it's also been a lot of the young players on this team stepping up and playing with presence, playing with some poise, and making plays when they really needed to, i.e. down 4-0 in Jacksonville on live television, and you come back and you don't sulk. You find a way to reach in and win.
So many opportunities for Utah where they won the faceoffs, they won the shots, and they had Tyler Bradbury with 4 goals leading the way to help Utah get a 6-goal victory on the road.
And give a ton of credit to Zion DeCesare, the goaltender for Utah. He played phenomenal lacrosse.
Well, for Booker Corrigan, Ashland Sullivan, and our entire CBS crew, I'm Bernie Gunther saying so long. This has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up after the commercial break, the PBR Arlington Invitational. Utah gets the victory tonight in Jacksonville, 16-10.